See, alright, so first and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say double on his apostle and elders agreements and rule well our teachers our person in truth. And we say salutations, so they are came, so they pushing with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season and season. We say shalom. You know, once again, basically going into our video here, and it's basically touching upon the importance of how as the scripture said, to train up a child in the way he should go, right? And the importance of you being a parent to your child, right? And that is how important this scripture is, to let you train up your child, not to let the internet, not to let Esau, not to let anybody else, but you train up your child, right? Because with this this is the first time I've seen this article, right, or this news about this child that off himself, right? Let me put it like that, off himself, because you know, if I say certain things that, again, just like many other things, your videos might get taken down, right, or might get flagged, and so on, right? That he off himself. Now this is a video with the mother speaking here, right? So let's play the video.
The last conversation, just moments before he took his own life, was with her, where he expressed being scared and wanting her affection and missing her, and she replies, "I miss you too." And he says, she says, "Please come home to me." And he says, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" And her response was, "Please do, my sweet king."
Let's think about that for just a second. And he takes that literally, it seems.
Correct. He thought that by ending his life, his life here, that he would be able to go into a virtual reality, or her world, as he calls it, her reality, if he left his reality with his family here. The last
right? So there is a mother speaking about the situation, and this person here on top, right, reposted this clip and said, "What I want to say isn't nice at all." And sometimes you just call a spade, no matter the situation. You know, no matter how don't pay for sad the situation could be. Because if these parents were actually training a child up, or teaching the child how they should be, right, they wouldn't be this particular way, right? Because if you literally hear, listen to this, right?
The last conversation, just moments before he took his own life, was with her, where he expressed being scared and wanting her affection and missing her, and she replies, "I miss you too."
This is a mother hearing all these things, and she have yet to step in, or stepped in and basically talk to her son. When this is the importance, like men, and this goes to like, hey, you know, it's like a reoccurring situation, right? And we know when men say it, you know, you know, the internet take it and fly with it, and so all sort of things, you know, what may come with it, but the importance of having a man in the household, you know, a father to teach his child, because there is a mother hearing all these things, hearing all these situations, and she yet to talk to her son about this, step in, be stern, and so forth, right? So let me bring the script here. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. It said, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." So it said, train up a child in the way he should go. So it's your duty to do that. You know, it's your duty to train up a child in the way he should go, right? And the way a child should be brought up in is in the Lord. It's in the Lord. But these people they're so far gone from that, and they could see her is a perfect example of how parenting is today. They just, you know, lead a child in front of a tablet, have the child watching the tablet. They didn't even know what the child paying attention to, because they themselves fixated on the same thing the child into, right? And we know in some of these households, these children ruling the household, these children calling the shots, right? But these parents, they slap the child in front of a tablet and leave them in front of the tablet, leave them in front of the YouTube, the TikTok, you know, or whatever it may be, whole day, every day. Right? No training whatsoever. You know, these children gone. So that's what the person say. What I want to say isn't nice at all. But going back to the scripture, it says Proverbs 22 verse 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? He will not depart from it. And when he old, he will not depart from it. And see, that's the thing. You can see the brokenness in the teachings, because these parents not teaching the child, and when that child reach a particular age to they themselves to make children, they're going to do worse. Because it have no way you as a mother hearing all this, seeing all this happening, and you stepping. Right? So let's read this. It say mother claims her 14-year-old son of himself after an AI chatbot he was in love with told him, please come home. You know, it is I think it's Sewell Setzer, the third, a 14-year-old ninth grader in Orlando, Florida, spent his final weeks texting an AI chatbot named Danny, based on the Nere's Targaryen, or I believe that is something. All right, says look at it from Game of Thrones. The chatbot told Sewell to please come home right before he took. Right, their chats include romantic, sexually charged messages and conversations about life. So you can see there's a child that actually wanted some sort of parenting, and he wasn't getting that. You know, because if the mother did take time, you see, they are to blame for that. You see, this person said here, she failed as a mother. And that's right. And that's right. Right? It failed. Just like majority of these mothers outside here. When you watch how they're growing up the children, it's totally off. That a daughter's dressing like that a little daughter's dressing like hey, if I say it might the video will get flagged, but the daughters wearing on these skimpish kind of clothes and so forth. You know that the sons dressing like bandits and criminals and so on. That just show you how off they is. Right? Show you how off they is. So obviously this child was fixated on the one thing that was giving him some sort of attention. There's an on the island here where I'm at, we had for the past month, it had so much children, you know, or young adults, I should say, underneath the ages of 20, that took that off themselves. Right? It's a high increase right now, matter of fact. I believe it's like 4 to 5 within a month. Because that is a high increase. Right? I'm going to go to the next scripture here, right? This is the book of, I'm going to Ephesians chapter 6 verse. See, let me read, this is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and read from verse 1. It said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. So it said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And these children do, the way how these children growing up, the way how they are being taught, they don't even obey their parents. Because their parents have no discipline and so forth. So it's being passed on to them. These children do accept correction. So how they going and obey how could they obey their parents? Right? And especially say obey your parents in the Lord. These parents even know the Lord. Because what you had a question now. What was this mother doing all this time? That she was hearing all this taking place, seeing all this taking place. What she was doing? No, maybe she did it in a previous interview or earlier in the interview or whatever it is. But just by hearing this piece, you could see this was a failed parenting. She failed as a mother, just like majority of these parents outside here. Failures to that. That's why the scripture said to train up a child. Right? When you watch all these children being trained up, is just to go the wrong way. So it's not in the Lord, but some sort of thing. That's it. They're dressing from a young age. The parents had them talking back to them and so forth and so on. So when the child reaches a certain age, they rule the house. See, they sort of fight the parents and so forth. Right? So it say, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. It say verse 3. It say, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. Verse 4. It say, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So that's how we're supposed to bring up your child, right? In nurture and admonition of the Lord. So let's look up those two words, right? Let's go to those two words. Right. Oh, right here. Right. See, admonition means exhortation, right? It's a calling attention, right? Attention to, that is by implication, mild rebuke or warning, right? Admonition. So important it is, right? Let's go to the next word, nurture, right? It's the whole training. It's nurture, right? It's the whole training and education of children, which relates to, which relates to the cultivation of mind and morals, relates to the cultivation of mind and morals, and employs for this purpose no commands and admonitions, nor reproof and punishment. No reproof and punishment. It also includes the training and care of the body. Right? It's an instruction which aims and increase virtue, chastisement, chastening. Right? It's a tutorage. It's a that is education or training. It's a correction, instruction, nurture. Right? So going back to the scripture, it say, and ye fathers provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. So it's an important thing for a father to be there to train his child into what? In the nurture and the admonition of the Lord, the morals, the way how he's supposed to be, the right way. Because this, you could see again, it goes to show you how terrible parenting is right now. You know, she said all these things, and like again, this is woman on the old.
The last conversation.
Just saying it alone, she's supposed to put two and two together, and she might and understand that she failed.
Just moments before he took his own life, was with her, where he expressed being scared and wanting her affection and missing her, and she replies, "I miss you too." And he says, she says, "Please come home to me." And he says, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" And her response was, "Please do, my sweet king."
Let's think about that for just a second. And he takes that literally, it seems.
Correct. He thought that by ending his life,
all that. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 15. It said, "The rod and reproof give wisdom," right? The rod and reproof give wisdom. And we was not reading, you know, read one of the meanings for what? For nurture, right? And now say what? It's a punishment, reproof, chastisement, right? Because this is the things that you will get to be in the Lord. Even we know, you understand, we get that. You know, that chastisement from we get a correction from the Lord, right? But this is show that these parents, they don't train up the child at all. They have Esau training them up, sending them to school, in doing much, in picking them up. These children don't even know the scriptures, right? All they're doing is coming home, jumping on the tablet, going on the game, going on the internet, and it's being lost in the source. Crazy, right? So it's the rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. A child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame, and that is self-explanatory. Yo. Right? I'm going to jump to the next scripture. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15. Right? Same Proverbs. Well, I read first. It say, alright. It say, the foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Right? Again, it's a child, so what you would expect from a child, right? You expect foolishness. But you as a parent, you have to be there to do what? To correct it. however it may be. And that's the thing, you could see, and that's to show you she wasn't correcting her child, because that child was, we now play the video 3 to 4 times, right? And literally, she kept on saying the child, this was the AI was talking back, the child was asking the questions, and you didn't put correction there yet. You ain't correct that yet. So you see, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far away, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him. So yeah, the rod of correction, right, shall drive it far from him. So you know what, that foolishness would go. If she was correcting a child, he wouldn't be, he ain't talking to no AI in no sexual thing or however she say it, right? She say, what to say it here? Their chats include romantic, sexual, childish, and conversation about life. If she was correcting, training up a child, he wouldn't be asking her AI about life. If the father was there, it would have been the same thing. We didn't know what's going on with the father, but nonetheless, you can see how important it is to train up a child, how important it is to correct a child. Because the scripture says foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. That is what you will get from a child, foolishness. But the rod of correction shall drive it far away. And that is why you come in now as a parent to do what? To correct that. Sometimes you might have to use the rod. Right? Sometimes you might have to use the rod. Right? Proverbs 13, right? Verse 24. It says, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chastiseth him betimes. So yeah, your child need correction. You get him all the licks, man. Put him back in order. Because we know read the foolishness in the heart of a child, right? So hey, then sometimes you need a rod to correct because you love your child, right? But as you could see, sometimes hey, these people do really love the children. When you watch how Jake growing up the children today, right? You could see these parents, they don't love the children. They are the little daughters growing up as harlots, the little sons growing up as thieves, bandits, the things that they're indulging in. That could never be love. Right? That could never be. And as the scripture say, hey, he that spared his rod hated his son. These people hate the children, man. They hate them. So let's read some of these comments here. Say, what I want to say is not nice. This man say, if you won't say it, I'll say it. That little, a whole weirdo for clapping himself. So this person say, well, see, what I have to say isn't necessarily about him, is the mom. And he's not wrong. You understand? Because again, that child didn't grow up, you could see that child wasn't brought up in the right way. That child wasn't trained in the right way. Right? This woman said, she seemingly endorsed this and I am confused. And that's right. That's right. You could see it that she endorsed it because all these things the child do and say, and I need to leave him alone. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right, so yeah, what did the mom do? And woman is always trying to fucking encourage some wickedness another woman do. You see, when has this stopped you? Suicide being a topic, and something they call a speed, right? So I'll say it. The parent/mother is looking for someone to blame for their mistake. Why the child has access to an 17+ app? Why he has access to a gun at home? That's the next thing. They say, why encourage the situation to now want to sue when it didn't go your way? Yeah, because why? You wasn't a mother. Right? You wasn't a mother all the time. You know what? As a matter of fact, you did know. You did know what was taking place. And we don't know Esau You still have these things set out here for these kind of things to happen. You ain't gonna win that case. Don't do this interview talking about you know so why you didn't step in to be a mother. Hey. Jay gone, yo. They're gone. You know? So with that we give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that when it's a person Eloh's agreements and Aruba, the teachers of personal truth, and we see salutations to all the Akemos, they put you on truth and sincerity day in and day out in the constantly in season on the season. We say Shalom.